Hey guys, today is part two of the little get to know me. So pretty much I just have like a bunch of random questions that I'm gonna answer for you guys so you guys can get to know me more. So the first question is, if you could live anywhere, where would it be? So I feel like I would probably, I don't want to live in the States like for my whole life. I do want to get some experience living in a foreign country, but I would probably choose either somewhere like in like Africa, back to my roots or whatever, or I would just go to Spain because I do speak Spanish and I do want to see how their culture is. What is your biggest fear? I don't have like a fear of like heights or like the dark or anything like that. If anything, I'm just gonna say like bugs and spiders in general, like things that crawl. I'm not an outdoorsy person to begin with, but then once you introduce like these things that like fly around and like they can be like super big in like Australia and everything, that's when I'm like, hell nah. What really makes you angry? I don't really get super angry. I feel like most people that have met me have said that I'm like a really calm person. As you can tell by my voice, like I'm not all like, hey, how you doing? Like I don't get like mad. I just feel like I'm chill. But when I do get angry is only when people make me angry first, or like someone is like repeatedly lying to me or being a hypocrite. So like those things kind of like make me mad, obviously. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Me personally, I'm just taking it day by day. I feel like my ultimate goal in life is to be happy, enjoy life, enjoy whatever I'm doing. So in 5 years, hopefully I have kids because I'll be like 30 basically. So hopefully I'll have kids and meet somebody. Hopefully my YouTube is taking off, whatever. Just like stuff like that. I don't really have any like extreme long-term goals and everything. What would you do if you won the lottery? I don't know. Everyone says like they would buy cars and houses and stuff, but me, I think I talked about this before on my TikTok live. If you don't follow me, you should go follow me on TikTok. But I talked about this on before. I was like, yeah, if I won the lottery, I would obviously like, take care of myself and everything, get like an apartment, like some like random car. Like I don't want like a Lamborghini or anything like that. Like I've never seen myself driving like those like sports cars or expensive cars. So as long as the car is blue and it runs, that's all I care about. And then like I'm not about to buy like a whole bunch of designer because I feel like that's low-key like a scam to get people to spend money when they're made for like $5 in a factory with like the dupe stuff. But me, I always said like I want to help people out. Like that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing YouTube, is because I actually want to help people. Like obviously you can make a lot of money from here, whatever, but like, and I know I like shopping and stuff like that, but I do want to help people. Like every time I see those GoFundMe's and stuff, I do wish I could like donate just like $100,000 to like all these like people. I would do giveaways all the time, basically like how Mr. Beast is doing. That's what I would do with my money. Have you ever had a secret admirer? I'll probably do a separate like story time about this, but there was definitely like two guys throughout my childhood who like it's like we had crushes on each other, but like we never said anything because we were just like so shy, or probably like just knew it wasn't gonna work out, or probably had nothing in common. But yeah, I definitely had like secret admirers, but it wasn't a secret because I knew, obviously. What is your favorite type of foreign food? If you mean like foreign, like I've never had real Chinese food because obviously the Chinese food that they have in the States isn't what they actually be eating in China, obviously. But like if anything, I'm gonna say like enchiladas from like a obviously like authentic Mexican place. An introvert or an extrovert? I consider myself like, what is like omnivert, something like, it's like both, because obviously like I'm shy when it comes to strangers, but then like when I'm around people I know, that's when I get like crazy and people tell me to like calm down when I'm just like letting myself loose because I'm like comfortable and everything. So but at the same time, like in extreme situations, like I know how to like lead a group. I can like talk over people, like tell them what to do, take control. So it's like I do have like different sides to myself. I'm just not always like 100% shy. It literally just depends on the situation and the other person. Which of the five senses would you say is your strongest? Definitely my hearing, because for my sight, I'm like pretty much blind because I wear contacts and glasses and stuff like that. So it's like my vision is super bad. So I feel like when one of your senses is bad, the other one is just naturally going to increase you know, like natural survivor skills. So I feel like my hearing is really good. Who was your first teacher? My first teacher, in terms of like in where I'm from, it would be like first grade teacher, Miss Johnston. Pretty sure she was racist looking back at it, because I was like, you know, obviously the only black kid in my class, and like she did kind of treat me different, like wouldn't let me go to the bathroom and everything. But yeah, I hated her. On a scale of 1 to 10, how funny would you say you are? I consider myself an extremely funny person, but it more so depends on the situation. Like I said before, like I know how to make people laugh. Like I always compare myself to Robin Williams, because it's like the funniest people really have like a lot of deep stuff going on inside their minds. And you know, I just like, I'm the type of person, I like seeing people happy, but then like I go home and cry. So how many languages do you speak? I would put on my job applications that I do speak like Spanish, but at the same time I am kind of like losing it, because it's been like years and years and I don't have like Spanish friends to like practice with and everything. But I do consider myself like fluent, but at the same time like there's some words that I don't understand and everything, because obviously like in Spanish classes you learn like conversational Spanish, there's like different units and everything, but you don't learn like real life Spanish. You know, in order to do all of that you gotta actually experience life in that country. What is one thing you will never do again? Me, I would say I'm never going to let someone get in the way of my confidence again, because some people know that I was in like a toxic relationship, and like I don't know, that person was kind of like bringing me down like drastically. And then like even in relationships in general, I tend to like lose myself, and then like I fall off of YouTube and I'm not consistent anymore, all of that. So I'm gonna actually like try to stay, you know, confident, even if like I get into it like another toxic relationship or whatever. Like I'm gonna try and like stay confident, like be who I am, never let anyone else bring me down again. Do you like to get your nails done? No. Me, like, I obviously like the feeling of having long nails. It obviously gives like bad bitch energy, but I mostly put on like fake nails for my photo shoots and everything. But like in terms of maneuvering real life, and like if I had to put contacts in, or like, you know, people say like you can't wipe your butt with long nails, or just like buttoning a shirt, zipping up pants, picking stuff up, you know, putting your card in the slot at the gas station. Like there's like a lot of things that I feel like I just would struggle with. So that's why I got nubs most of the time. Have you ever thought of what your future baby will be named? I feel like a lot of girls think about this, like the ones who actually want to have kids, we tend to have like a list of names in our phones. So basically like when I'm dating someone, I tend to like get like all excited about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna marry this person, have kids with them, whatever. And then like I might tell them like one of the names, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I know a girl of that name, and I'll be like, what? And then that's when I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids with this person for real, or like I'll like take it off my list, whatever. But I only really discuss my list with like guys who I'm like serious with, I guess, who I actually like see being a father, you know. What is your most embarrassing moment in grade school? I guess grade school means like any grade, but like I feel like if anything, maybe back to that first grade teacher. That was when like I feel like I had to go to the bathroom, but she already yelled at me like multiple times before that, and I had to pee so bad, and I was like too nervous to like say anything or just like get up and go. So I like peed myself in class just because I was like scared that she was gonna be like, stop going to the bathroom every day, blah blah blah, you know. And I was like shy back then, didn't have any friends, blah blah blah. So how many times has your heart been broken? Too much times to count. I have been in a lot of toxic relationships, so that's why I'm kind of like off dating right now. I'm not really trying to get involved in anything now. I'm just riding the single wave. Who is your greatest enemy? I feel like my greatest enemy is probably myself. Like it's like I'm my biggest supporter and like my biggest enemy too, because I I don't want to say I'm a Virgo and I overthink, but like I do overthink a lot, and like I tend to like get in the way of my own success, as well as like, you know, put others before me, and just like not do what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's like I do get in the way of like stuff, you know. It's like I could have been rich and famous already, but you know, I got my own personal stuff. what are the hobbies that you want to develop? If I had to like choose any hobby that I could like just get just like that without like training or anything, I'd probably say like learning how to play multiple instruments, because I feel like those people are just super talented. How you have to like learn how to read music, that's like a whole other language. And like I would probably say learn how to play piano, guitar, and then also like some like kind of weird instrument like a banjo, or like what else? Some like weird stuff, not like the basic instruments. Would you take it if you had the opportunity to be immortal? Me personally, I am scared of dying because obviously people like I'm not religious. I don't really believe in anything after death, like maybe reincarnation. Me personally, I just think I'm just gonna be some dust in the ground, and I'm like scared to die for that reason. But like at the same time, being immortal, it's like you actually have to be alive to like see everyone else around you die. And it's like, would you, I don't know if I would be like aging, like if I just be 200 and I have to like see like the whole world change, or if I can stay like the same age forever and then just like move to different countries and pretend to be like the same age. You know, like what's that movie, Age of Adeline? How she was like really like 500 years old, but she stayed looking like 22 or something. So like just, I don't know. I don't think I would take it. I feel like I would just get sick of it eventually, and I would just want to just be over with it. What is the most stupid thing that you've done in your entire life? Um, I can't think of like an action, but I would say maybe letting people take advantage of me in like multiple different ways, I guess. Because like I said, like it's like when I'm with someone and they're like I tend to like adapt to whatever they do, and then I forget my own hobbies. I like lose myself, whatever, and that's obviously pretty stupid because I'm letting like others affect how I think about myself and like stuff that I do and all of that. But I'm gonna do another story time on that too. Would you rather have 20 hobbies or a single passion? Me personally, I feel like I'm the type of person that I can do it all. Like I got a whole bunch of different skills. That's why I personally don't see myself working like a 9 to 5 or like one specific job for like 40 years, like how past generations have done it. I've just never seen myself like that. And even though like I hate change and I hate starting over, I feel like I would still need to get like a different job like every 5 to 10 years, you know. I'm just a super creative person. I like doing different things. I have different skills, hence why I do a lot of different videos on my YouTube channel. It's not just like only hair, only makeup, only like serious videos. I want to do like everything. So I would definitely choose 20 hobbies. You like to save more or spend more? Obviously I like to spend more. I do like shopping, but it's like I like having things rather than like expensive things, which is kind of bad because people always say like quality over quantity, blah blah blah. But if I can get like 100 things for $100, I'm gonna do that rather than getting like one thing over for $100, you know. I don't know, I suck at saving. Oh my god. What has been your hardest goodbye in life so far? Me, I feel like maybe 8th grade was probably like one of the best years of my life because I actually had like good positive friends that actually like cared about me. And then like they all went to a different high school and I was the only one going to like this one high school. So I had to like say goodbye to all them, and like that was when I like made my social media just to stay in contact with them. Like I wasn't even obsessed with social media back then, but like definitely that was definitely hard because like you never realize, like you always say like, oh, like we're gonna hang this summer, blah blah blah, but then like next thing you know, it's been like 10 years, still haven't seen them in person. Like obviously like I could just reach out to them and stuff like that, but then you think like, oh, like maybe just the time has passed, we were only supposed to be friends in that stage of our lives, you know, life goes on, stuff like that. But yeah, that was definitely the hardest goodbye because they were actually like good friends. What 3 things did your past relationship teach you? What should I say? I'm gonna say like self-confidence, self-love, and then body positivity, that type stuff, because I don't know, just like he made me feel like so insecure about my body, and you know, always like comparing me to like other girls and just seeing him like do stuff and then talk to other girls. I don't know, just like a lot of things go into it, but overall I would say like love myself more to like never put myself in that situation ever again. What has been your worst nightmare? I feel like maybe after I graduated high school and like I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And obviously, like, you know, your parents are like, oh, you gotta get a job, make money, get into the real world now, blah blah blah. And like, I think I had my nightmare was where like it was like my whole family, they were just like yelling at me. They're like, oh, you gotta like choose a career, whatever. And then like the earth like opened up, and like it was like this huge whirlpool into the center of the earth, and it started like swallowing like me. And I was like screaming and everything. And I think I like woke up like having a freaking panic attack because I was just like so stressed about the future. What will you tell your past self? In terms of like my childhood self, I would say like don't listen to what others have to say, because like being a black girl in like a white area, it is hard. And like obviously like these little white girls would be telling me like, oh, like why do you do your hair like that, why is your hair like that, or like why don't you wear makeup like us, whatever. Like just like certain things would like get into my head. So I would say like don't listen to people, because those little girls, they grow up to be like terrible people, you know, like those racist girls who end up being nurses and everything. Yeah. What music do you usually play? I like listening to R&B because like I said, I am a chill person, obviously. So R&B has definitely been my fave. I feel like I am low-key like an old soul. I do have like some traditional values, but at the same time I am like super modern as well. Like I wouldn't really take my husband's last name, that type thing. But I do listen to R&B, and I like pop, like Ariana Grande, Beyonce, that type. Do you plan to have kids? Um Obviously like I don't know. I feel like my biggest dream is to be a mother and like give like all my love to somebody else that I know is gonna like take it and everything, and be able to like raise a mini version of myself. So yeah, I do wish I could have kids, like either two girls or boy and a girl. Obviously, I do want a daughter. Let's make that clear. I do want my daughter. So yeah, if I do like meet someone, I would need to be married to them first, because I don't want to participate in the baby mama culture. A lot of people got mad at me for saying that on TikTok, that I don't want to be a baby mama, even though like, you know, you can still get divorced after you're married. I don't care. Like I would rather take that risk and be married and then get a divorce, because I like titles, and like marriage comes with more like security. And like you can't be making decisions as a girlfriend, you know, like if something bad happens like at the hospital, they're not going to be like, oh, you're a girlfriend, do you want him to live or die? Like they don't be asking the girlfriend that question, they be asking the wife specific questions. So it's like just like stuff like that. I do want to have kids, and if I can't have kids, or like if I don't meet anyone before like 35 or something, then like I do want to adopt, because then that would be like the only case where I would be a single mother. I would adopt like maybe like a 4-year-old or something, and like that's what I would do. If you were given the chance to travel back to the past, where would you go? Obviously I'm black, so like there was way more racism back then, but like if there was no racism at all, I would definitely go back to the 80s, because I do like, you know, the whole disco scene, and I feel like music back then was super cool, and like just like starting to like get into it, like the whole pop scene and like the old R&B, like that stuff, like late 80s. What do you miss the most about being a kid? Fuck is in my eye. So definitely the freedom. I feel like as a kid, like the most you're worrying about is like, oh, like am I gonna do this math test? Like does this boy have a crush on me? It's like you're worried about like the simplest things, but back then it was like such a big deal. But now when I'm like almost 25, I'm like, dang, like I wish I could go back to middle school, even high school, and just enjoy that like way longer, and not like have to stress about the future or bills and like, you know, serious life stuff. Have you ever thought of having plastic surgery? I feel like before in the past I have, because it's like I am like really petite. I do look young, and everything. Like people have told me like my body looks like a 12-year-old boy, whatever. So I feel like in the past I did want like maybe like a boob surgery, maybe just like only like one size bigger, like not too much. And then like I don't think I would ever get a BBL. At that point I feel like I would just try and work out as much as possible in order to like get my butt big or whatever. But now I don't think I would, because I feel like I have found like some confidence in myself, and then I always have to remind myself like, oh, like there's literally models that are like skinny with like no boobs and like no curves or whatever, or like there's literally grown women in their 40s and they just have like regular bodies. Like not everyone has to have an hourglass figure or a BBL. Even like some people now are literally taking out their BBLs. Like that's how crazy it's gotten. Obviously toxic people will tell me like, oh, like you need to gain weight, you need to look like this girl, whatever, I want you to look like this. But you know, end of the day, like I'm gonna find someone who actually likes me for my body. And the last question is, do you like to stalk people on social media? The answer is yes. Typically when I start talking to someone, I'll follow them, follow each other back, and then like I'll go through their following and I'll be like, are they actually following other black women? Like, is this actually their type? And then I'll go through like their comments to see if they have like a million girls commenting on there, or like their likes. Cause like sometimes they be having like an ex on their page, and like I've had situations where like the ex was actually like their current girlfriend, and then they would still DM me and like cheat on their girlfriend. So I feel like stalking isn't technically a bad thing. Is basically like doing your research, doing like a background search on somebody, because most of the people in the world do have social media, and you know, sometimes it is for safety purposes, other times I'm just nosy. But I feel like it is like a good thing to do research before you actually do meet somebody in public or whatever. Because like imagine back then you would just have to meet people in public, you know. That's why there was so much freaking serial killers back then. But now I feel like it's so easy to just like talk to somebody, and then you see like, oh dang, like he got a girlfriend, and then it's easy to like block them, stop talking, whatever. So I feel like stalking is not the worst thing in the world. Okay, yeah, that was it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna do one of these is, maybe when I get like a bunch more subscribers or whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.